Yeah everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I'll be going through the next part of the video. Last video I did about 11 things GeoGuessr players should learn, and this is going to be about the meta, the different types of meta. So as I left off, we have Google cars, follow cars, rifts in the sky, camera generation, and camera height. And let me just explain them more in detail. So Google cars are just basically the cars that drive around to shoot images for Google Street View in that country. So for example, if you see these Google cars, it means you're in Mongolia. There are tons and tons of Google cars to learn. I'll leave a couple of helpful links where you can learn some of these Google cars in the description down below. There's tons and tons to learn, lots of good ones to remember. So yeah, Google cars can be very helpful, even though some people don't like this meta stuff, but can be very helpful to figure out which country you're in, for example. Next thing is follow cars. Some countries, not many, but a few countries, some countries have a follow car following the Google car for safety and that sort of thing. That's the reason they have follow cars, to make sure the Google car is safe and that. For example, this is a Tunisian follow car, this is a Nigerian follow car, and this is a Kenyan follow car. So yeah, learn follow cars. It's mostly in African countries, but yeah, you should learn follow cars because not many countries actually have follow cars, and each one is pretty unique to that country. As you can see, all these countries have pretty different follow cars. So yeah, I'll give you some helpful links in the description for those follow cars. The next thing I want to talk about is what we call rifts or cracks in the sky. These rifts or cracks in the sky are basically things that these sort of like splits you get, glitches, weird glitch splits you get in the sky in certain countries in Street View. So if you see these rifts and you're in Africa, it means that you are in Senegal. This is only for Generation 3, by the way, because now Senegal has Gen 4. And I'll leave a link to a video if you don't know what camera generations are too. That's another thing we can cover. But yeah, if you see these rifts in the sky in Africa, it means you are going to be in Senegal. If you see these rifts in the sky and you feel like you're in Europe, you can be in two countries, either Albania or Montenegro. So yeah, only 3 countries in the world have these rifts: Albania, Montenegro, and Senegal. So yeah, rifts can also help sometimes to determine which country you're in. Keep in mind that sometimes other countries might have these sort of vague rifts, but it's not commonly to have it. These countries will most of the time have rifts, so yeah, good to keep in mind. Next thing I want to talk about is camera generations. Again, I'll leave a link to a helpful video I made a while ago about camera generations in the description. But here there are 4 types of camera generations. I'll vaguely go over them. There's generation 1, which is really low resolution. Generation 2, which is a bit higher but not great. Generation 3, which is probably the most realistic one. And Generation 4, which is this really saturated camera, high exposed camera. So yeah, these are roughly there are 4 camera generations. I'll leave a link to a video on explaining them. But yeah, this is good to learn because some countries have certain camera generations. For example, in South America, no countries have Generation 1 or 2. And for example, in South Africa, for example, in Africa, no countries have Generation 1, only 1 country has Generation 2, and that is South Africa. So things like that can help to know camera generations, because again, only certain countries have them. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that one. And the last thing I'll talk about is camera height. So this is to do with how the camera is mounted to the Google car. In a few countries, the camera is mounted lower to on the car, so resulting in actually having sort of wide blur on the car. But be careful not to mix this up with Generation 2 camera. Generation 2 camera has a circular blur on the car, but this has as you can see, not like a circular blur, but some sort of non-circular blur. But yeah, so if you have low cam, you have a wide blur on the car, wider than usual, it'll be as wide as the whole road and that. And so there are a few countries that do this. In Generation 3, you have famously Japan and Switzerland, and sometimes also in Taiwan. In Generation 4, you can have it in Sri Lanka, and sometimes I live in Nigeria as well. So those are the countries that have low cam. And yeah, not many countries have it, but it can help you determine maybe which country you're in, like Japan, Switzerland, Taiwan, Sri Lanka, and Nigeria. So yeah, it's good to know camera height, and a very helpful meta tip as well. So yeah guys, that will conclude the video actually. Please leave a like down below if you do enjoy these. subscribe for more. I will plan to do more tips videos and more GeoGuessr videos, and there'll be some more cricket videos as well. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, I guess. Bye.